Good afternoon. We are back with another segment. This is day 5 of building a clear online presence. I am Ebony Rose and I am a social media consultant, and I hope that you've been keeping along with the series so far. And if not, if this is your first time falling into one of my videos, welcome. Please like and subscribe to this video, share this video. I'm planning on going live every single day at 1 p.m. To give you tips on how you can build a clearer online presence, right? So last month I did a series all month for 28 days, and it was called Showing Up for Your Business. So if you have not checked that one out, I'm going to leave the playlist here somewhere for you. And make sure you go check out some of those videos because they were really, really good. I even go back and rewatch some of the stuff that I post because it helps me in the future, or if I'm stuck on something and I see one of my posts, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can actually watch my own post and actually get something from it. Like, that's how you know it's valuable. That's how you know it's really good, right? So anyway, enough about me. We are here. We are back with another segment. Again, this is day 5 of building a clear online presence. And today we are talking about overposting versus intentional posting, right? Now, I've seen so many people out there, doing 30-day challenges, posting like 3 or 4 times a day. I think I saw a video on TikTok where this creator posted 20 times on one day, and that's all experimental, I believe. I don't believe that that's something you can keep up. That's not sustainable for somebody to realistically post that many times a day. So this is not like coming against any of that. Like, I am all for challenges. I've done a 30-day challenge. I've done a 60-day challenge. And now I'm doing this challenge on my YouTube channel where I went live every day last month, and I'm going live again this month. So I am not against any of those challenges. I just want to make that clear before we get into this video. Okay, I'm not against any of those challenges. This video is mainly for people that are they have a goal in mind, that's specific and not necessarily challenge driven, if that makes any sense, right? So posting more does not always mean growing more, right? Because you could post, and I've seen this happen to some people. People will post every day and have no growth, right? Because it's just like all over the place. Their content is not strategic. It's not being directed. They're not telling it what they wanted to do, right? They're not being intentional about what they're posting, right? And this is what we're talking about, over posting versus intentional postings, right? So posting more doesn't always mean that you're going to grow more, right? Over posting overposting can be a form of confusion, right? Especially if you're posting like different and random things. You may confuse your audience, like, oh, she just posted that she's a social media consultant this day, and now she's posting that she has a garbage business, or now she's posting that she does yoga or some, I'm just giving examples, right? Because I do know of some people that have their hands in all these things, and it's like jack of all trades, master of nothing. You're posting all of these different things, and it's just over posting, and you're like advertising one thing one day, advertising this the next day, and people are like, what is it that you do? It becomes a bit confusing to your audience, right? So we need to make sure that we're being intentional about what we're posting. If we are working on multiple projects, please, please, please do not just post all of them at once. Post one at a time, especially if they're not fully developed. You want to make sure that you can give attention to each. They all each deserve its own spotlight, right? So to have everything out there at once, it can be overwhelming to your audience. It can be confusing. They're going to skip past your post as soon as they see it because they're like, oh my gosh, they just posted this yesterday and now they're posting this today. I was going to attend this, but I can't attend that because I just don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their vision is. I don't know what their goal is, right? So overposting can cause confusion. And We don't want that. We don't want our audience to be confused. We want them to be clear. We want them to be clear about our message, and we need to be clear about our message before we begin to post, before we begin to do anything on social media. We as the poster, we as the creator, we need to be clear on what it is that we're trying to do, who it is that we're trying to reach, and what message we're trying to convey to our audience. Intentional posting has a purpose, right? It has a clear purpose. You know who you're talking to. You know what audience you're trying to reach. You know what hashtags you need to use to kind of push it out there, right? People don't talk enough about hashtags, but you know what hashtags you need to use. Your captions are very, very direct, strategic, and your creation of your content is beautiful, it's crisp, it's clear. They can read it, they can understand it. There's not too many words, it's not jumbled. You know, all these things. You intentionally created this post for your target audience because you know who your target audience is, you know what their pain points are, and you believe that you have what it is that you can give them to help them with their problem, right? You saw the need, you created this system, and you provided the resource for them, right? And within that, you have a good caption, you have a good hashtag, you have a good visual, you know how to speak. All these things make your post intentional because you prepared for this. You put it out there. The quality is good. Speaking of quality, we're going to get to that next, but we have to be intentional with our posting because that'll have a purpose, right? Now, all posts aren't going to hit the same. Okay, let me just say that all posts are not going to hit the same, and you can put so much effort into one post and it does absolutely nothing, right? It does absolutely nothing. Try it again. Post it again. I am a big fan of posting things more than once. Okay, we talked about this yesterday, posting stuff again, and I believe this whole month so far we've been talking about posting over and over again. I believe that that is okay. Do not feel like you need to just post something once and think it's going to land. And if it doesn't land, you just give up, right? That was the topic yesterday. We're not doing that, right? So be intentional about posting and make sure that your post has a purpose, okay? It has a specific goal to who you want to reach. The quality of your message matters more than the quantity of your posts, right? People are going to stop if they see something that grabs their attention, right? It could be a post, it could be a carousel, it could be a reel. We talked about this yesterday about having a hook and drawing people in. That is very, very necessary. You have to have a hook. You have to have something that's going to grab people's attention, that's going to make them want to click, that's going to make them want to stop what they are doing to watch your minute and a half video, your or scroll through your however many posts in your carousel. You can now do up to 20 on Instagram. So if you want people to read 20 of your posts, it has to be good. That first post, that first slide needs to be very, very intentional, and it needs to stop people in their tracks so that they can say, oh, let me read what this person has to say, right? So you need to choose alignment over pressure. You have to stay true to who you are and what your brand represents. You cannot be pressured into doing something a different way. You have to be intentional about it. I do see people doing trends, and trying to keep up with the social media, and I think that's okay in some instances, okay, some instances. But as business owners, as content creators, sometimes, who have a certain message first centered around business, because we were talking about showing up for your business, and now this is directed to business owners who need a clearer online presence. Choosing alignment over pressure is going to be the goal. You want to be set apart, you want to be unique, you want to show up in the authentic way that you can for your business. So don't feel pressured, to do anything that's outside of your comfort zone as far as your character and your integrity goes, right? So choose alignment always over pressure. Do not do not bow down to something that is going to tarnish your brand. I can say it that way. but yeah, so that's the topic for today, and I hope this helps someone. And I hope that you like and share. I hope that you leave your comments, give me your feedback, please, because I need the feedback. What is it that you want to hear? What topics do you want me to talk about? What, like, if you want to hear my perspective on something, let me know in the comments, because I would love to be able to highlight some of my subscribers' questions of what they have for me to talk about. So feel free to visit my website. And if you would like to work with me, you can visit the Work With Me tab. I am still taking some consultations, so please feel free to book your consultation with me, and let's get you started if you want to work with me. And I'm here every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about building a clear online presence for you. And I will love to help in any way that I can. So I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m.